describe this town?
Yeah.
Well, I would say I grew up here, there was probably 700 people when I was growing up, and probably there's 700 people here now.
It's a nice, quiet town. Everybody pretty much knows everybody. I mean, it's a quiet, rural town, and for the most part, everybody gets along.
Tell them it's a beautiful, beautiful town. Small town, friendly country people. Lovely place to live.
Well, it's a bad time of year. Bad time right now. Things are hard.
Tourism's been way down. This is definitely a tourism, recreation type area.
There aren't a lot of jobs around for folks, and people need to work. Windy. Every day. Come January 1st, it's quite windy.
The investments in rural Maine in decades of the past were done by the paper mills. And for better or for worse, those investments are not continuing. So I think wind power has really offered a lifeline to some of these small communities that frankly don't have a lot of interest for development in their areas.
Well, we were approached by them in '95, and then worked with them for this project. And this last year they put in and put online 22 turbines, and they hope to put in 22 more this year.
They called us to see if we could set up a meeting, and Matt came to one of the meetings and he told us what they wanted to do, and he wanted to know if it was, it wasn't in Danforth, but if it was all right with us if they started. And we said, yeah, that'd be great, because we knew the economic boost was going to help us out a lot.
I'll be perfectly honest, I was really skeptical.
At first, when we first showed up, everybody thinks construction. They think, oh no, here comes a bunch of construction guys.
We thought the Russians were coming. I didn't, but a lot of people did. People up here, they don't like change.
Once we come in and we inhabit their community, they realize that we're just a bunch of guys from small town Maine too.
And when you bring 250, 300 guys into a town, you got to buy consumables somewhere.
They were spending money at every place in town, renting, eating, buying groceries. It was great for us.
We make a special point that we buy and hire local when we can.
They do business local as long as you can provide the service or the product at a reasonable price. They had a real good philosophy about doing in-town business.
For the first winter since we've been open in 12 years, we made a profit, which is kind of nice.
The way the economy and everything had been going for the last year, if it hadn't been for the wind power, perfectly honest, there'd probably be a foreclosed sign up on the front. They did what they said they would do, and definitely changed my mind.
We're always looking at not just pure development, but how does it fit with our area? Is it a good fit? We see these wind projects as being very responsible to the environment. It has to be a good fit for them. It has to be a good fit for us. And wind power is a good fit for us.
This is a real chance for Maine to move ahead sustainably in a secure way that protects our environment and still offers us tremendous economic opportunity.
It means to the people of Maine that we can sustain our energy future with lowering our carbon footprint and keeping Maine clean.
It's clean energy. If we get enough wind farms up, then there's one diesel-powered power plant that can go down, or a wood-fired power plant that can go down, that we help clean the atmosphere.
It obviously is something we need to look at. I'm in the business to sell petroleum products, but wind power, renewable energy, doesn't make a mess.
Generating power through wind, a renewable, clean resource, is one of the ways that we're going to address the biggest challenge of our generation, which is climate change.
We take that very seriously, and I think people in Maine take it very seriously. They know that their forests, their coastlines, their tourism-based economy, their public health are all threatened by climate change.
When we build wind farms, both us and our team that we have together to build the wind farms, whether we're constructing, what we're doing, we're very environmentally focused.
This industry one of its most important pieces is recognizing the importance of the environment. So they are very protective of it. They understand the impact it has. That's part of what they're selling, is the ability to keep our environment intact in the way we've known it.
Right now, because it's cloudy, we can hardly see them. And then when the sun is shining, and it's shining right on them, they're really quite pretty. I'm a sports person. I have my own guns, I have my own fishing rods, I have my own fly rods. I love the outdoors. And one of the lakes that's in the area, you can sit on that and look right at Stetson 1. And that doesn't bother me at all. I can still catch fish.
Can you see them? Probably from certain areas. But I also would say that we have an opportunity here that we must seize to change the way we produce power, and I think wind offers that.
I think they're beautiful. I like to have one in my backyard.
When I come up over the hill, coming into town, I see all the windmills, and I just think it's beautiful. It's our future.
As someone who lives in Maine, I'm proud to see turbines coming up. I think it's good for the state. I think it's good for our environment, and I look at them as symbols of hope. So when you see a company like Reed & Reed, who took a chance and worked on one project and learned, and then has been able to take that learning experience and bring it to other sites in Maine and bring it to other sites in New England, you have to say, well, there's the green economy. That's great.
I know out of this whole thing, we've met an awful lot of knowledgeable people. We've met a lot of people who are just wonderful at what they do.
Speaking for the guys that work with me and work for us, they are extremely proud of what they do.
I feel great about it. I can say in 20 years that, I contributed to this project, or I helped, the lower energy costs, or even show when I have kids, bring them up here and say, I worked up here when I was a young man, and something to be proud of.
When you're all done and you look back and you see 28 of them or 22 of them all up and running, it's like, wow. Well, it makes you proud.
It's very exciting what Reed & Reed has done. They are transforming themselves as a company. If we can have more companies do what Reed & Reed is doing, which is taking their skill sets in construction into clean energy, then we have a way to grow jobs again in the state of Maine.
I just know from the attitude of people that as they saw the blades go by and they drove them up through the streets and stuff, there was an excitement that stretched far beyond Stetson or just that little part of the county. It was like it was for this whole area, and it wasn't just restricted to one little place.
If they decide that they want to keep going with the windmills, it'll help out Maine a lot. I just hope people can understand that.
I am born and raised in central Maine, and I think it's great that we're able to produce energy that goes nationwide. I think that's important. I think we're able to put Maine on the energy map.
This is Maine's chance to lead for once. I mean, the state motto is Dirigo, and here's an opportunity to really grab onto that and actually do it.